Back at the end of 2024, I compiled a list of the best looking and most anticipated deck builders scheduled for release in 2025. One of the games on that list was an extremely unique first-person dungeon-crawling roguelike deck builder known as Shroom and Gloom from Team Laserbeam, a small 8-person studio from Cape Town, South Africa. At that point in time, Shroom and Gloom was only a small prototype, which it probably still is, but the big news is that Team Laserbeam have just announced that Devolver Digital will be publishing Shroom and Gloom, which is great news for the studio and for fans of deck builders. Not only does this mean that the team will be able to take something that was initially created in a game jam in 2021 into a full product, but it also is a great indication of the quality of the game beyond what most people have seen, as Devolver Digital have a pretty solid track record of signing games with unique ideas and solid gameplay. Before jumping in, we just want to take a few seconds out of your day. If at the end of the video you enjoyed it, subscribe and see more like it. If you're already subscribed, all I ask is that you turn on notifications, as this will drastically help the algorithm when we post new videos. Video games is a positivity-first gaming outlet. We believe that gaming should be a force for good. We focus on making uplifting content with constructive discussions and celebrating what makes games great. Shroom and Gloom is a first-person roguelike dungeon-crawling deck builder, and it has all the staples of deck builders that you are familiar with, including upgrading cards, getting rewards at the end of combat, and resting to heal along the way during your journey. However, Shroom and Gloom feels anything but familiar and ordinary. Shroom and Gloom is instantly captivating with a very strong sense of identity thanks to its combination of bold art style and the unique first-person perspective that is an extreme rarity in the deck building genre. Shroom and Gloom also features a very moody tone and an immaculate atmosphere. Both are definitely common elements of Devolver Digital published titles. The soundtrack also features a subtle synth, and the sound direction is very immersive. You can practically feel your socks getting wet as you trudge your way through the dungeons. However, the gameplay is the real focal point, as it features two separate decks, one for combat as well as a different deck to pillage and explore the dungeons. Having two decks provides a much more meaningful gameplay impact than I was expecting. It almost feels like two different games combined, as strategy is needed for exploration as well. This is likely just the tip of the iceberg, but during exploration you will have to make hard choices, like using a key to open a lock if you have the card, but there is also the ability to bash the lock open at the cost of doing damage to yourself. It's very easy to imagine choices like this becoming increasingly difficult, as you must weigh risk versus reward. Cards can also be infinitely upgraded, which means customization is endless and broken builds are possible. You don't need to take my word for it. Shroom and Gloom currently has a demo available on Steam with early access planned for late 2025. However, it was just at the end of 2024 that the studio said that Shroom and Gloom was in the prototype phase, and the start of the demo also tells you to be aware of some jankiness, so set expectations accordingly, as it isn't the smoothest experience at the moment, but it does show extremely high potential. That's all for today, but until next time, be good to your fellow gamer, but more importantly, be better to your fellow human.